Julie Miezejeski. I'm a transformational life coach and mental fitness trainer. And I have just published the book Unstuck, Unstoppable: High Achieving Women Discover and Overcome the Obstacles to an Unstoppable You. So I'm here to answer any questions you have for me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Julie. My name is Jacqueline from She Rises Studios, and today we have Julie Miezejeski, the author of Unstoppable. This is a transformational book with a wake-up call for high-achieving women who've checked all the boxes, right? Career from family success, but somehow they feel something is missing. Julie here will help us dive deep into the neuroscience behind why we disconnect from our inner child, our intuition, and our true purpose, and more importantly, how we can reclaim it. With a blend of science, case studies, and practical tools, Unstuck, Unstoppable guides our readers out of autopilot and into an alignment. So that's wonderful. Congratulations, first of all, Julie, on this book. Such a great book, such a powerful resource for women. Can you tell us what inspired you to write this book?
Well, actually, my life, my whole life inspired me to write this book. From the time I was a little girl, I was always very intuitive, as my mom was. She was more intuitive than I was. And, um, you know, up until a certain age, you live totally in your own little world because you don't understand the adult world and you're not expected to understand the adult world. So
Mhm.
you live your life basically as you live. And then when you grow up to be an adult, all of a sudden um, you're influenced totally by adults and you are expected to just fall into line and do all the adult things and just live your life the way everybody else does. And as a result, a lot of us get stuck because we are living lives that we're not meant to live. We feel unhappy, unfulfilled, and that's basically what happened to me. And when it happened to me, I started to wonder and I started to question. And that's when my story of all the research for this book began.
That's
And
wonderful.
and basically I did a lot of research to prove that who you really are doesn't necessarily turn out to be who um, you act as in your adult world unless you wake up and say, hey, I want to be who I really am, not who everybody expects me to be.
That's awesome. And that's very interesting. As you speak directly to high achieving women.
Yes,
As you've mentioned earlier, a lot of most people have expectations. Um, you, People within our circle, they have certain expectations of us, especially if you're a high achieving woman who have it all. But sometimes, or most often, I might say, you feel unfulfilled. Now, why do you want to address or to target these specific women, these specific audience?
because in coaching school, they told us your best client would be the younger version of yourself. So I was a very high achieving woman. I matched all the markers of a high achieving and successful woman until I And to anybody who looked at me on the outside, they'd say, "Oh, you've got it made. You've got a great job, great salary, your life is perfect." But inside, I was not happy. I was miserable. And I know there are so many women out there, especially in the corporate world still today, that they don't know what's missing. They don't know
Hmm.
what it is that's missing. And, you know, they've lost their inner child and they need to find it again. And that's what happened to me, basically, and made me happy again.
That's awesome. Now, um, the interesting thing about this book is that you introduce a fascinating neuroscience about how we lose connection with our inner child. Can you explain what happens in our brains when we grow up that causes that disconnection?
Yes. We have what they call neural pathways in our brain. And every habit we form creates a neural pathway in our brain.
Hmm.
And as children, we have neural pathways we develop. It's our inner child. It's our sense of playfulness, our creativity. It's everything that makes us who we are specifically. But then when we grow up and we try to conform to what the adult world wants us to conform to, those neural pathways get broken. They get pruned away in our brain and they're no longer there. So we develop new pathways and we lose touch with the original ones that kept
Hmm.
us happy, creative, playful. So that's what happens. But it was always, for many, many years, it was believed that you could not change your neural pathways. That it was believed that whatever neural pathways were formed, they were just basically set that way and could not be reconnected. But
Right.
they've proven in the past, I'd say past 20 years or so, that those neural pathways can be reconnected and you can find your way back to your true self. So that's why I brought the neuroscience into it.
That's very interesting. And you mentioned pruning. How does
Yes.
understanding the brain's pruning process change the way we approach personal growth and fulfillment?
Well, um, like myself, I guess you could say I was a personal development junkie. And I used to read all sorts of self growth, personal development books. Um, and for as long as I remember, I've always, kept up with that topic. And also, too, before I became a corporate executive, I studied psychology for a little while.
Mm,
And I actually had the idea that I wanted to become a psychotherapist after I left my corporate world. I didn't do that, but I became a coach instead. So I just went off on a tangent. And what was your question? I'm sorry. What was the what was your question?
about the pruning process.
Yes. Okay. So exactly what just happened to me. My my thought was broken. My train of
Right.
thought was broken. So that's what happens in your brain. You lose your direction. You lose the original point where you started and you don't know how to
Mm,
get back. Your brain doesn't know how to get back. And when I discovered that this could be changed,
hmm.
that was like an aha moment to me. And that made me realize that I could go back and be who I really wanted to be and do the things that I wanted to do. So that's,
Right.
yeah.
Would you say then that this pruning and reconnecting, that we are able to reconnect, would you say that that was one of the biggest myths about
Yes.
success and keeping women from freely, truly being fulfilled. Is that one of
Yes.
the myths that you've unbusted or that you've busted?
Yes, it definitely was a myth. For so long, people just like you can't, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's not
Mm-hmm.
true. It's so true. You can do anything, and it doesn't matter how old you are. You can
Mm-hmm.
still learn till the end of your life, and you can do whatever you want, basically. It's,
Awesome. Well, and it's, there's freedom in knowing that
yes,
I am not stuck here. And
yes,
indeed, I can get unstuck and I can be unstoppable. How would you
yes.
define being unstoppable?
Being unstoppable is being, you no longer have fear. You no longer have fear of trying something new. You no longer have fear of what someone else is going to say about you. You no
Mhm.
longer feel fear about anything other that is maybe that can physically harm you, which is
Mm,
why we have the fears to begin with as children, but as adults, they no longer serve us at all.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, to close us off here, if readers can take away only one message from Stuck, Unstuck, Unstoppable, what do you hope that will be?
I hope that they are inspired by all the stories I tell. It's not only my own story, but it's stories of colleagues, and even I break down the story of one particular client I had. Um, I want them to be inspired
Hmm.
to find the missing piece, reconnect with whatever it is that you're missing. You may not even know what it is, but if you want, I can help you do that. You can get in touch with me and I can be your coach and help you do that.
Wonderful. Well, what a powerful, powerful reminder that true fulfillment doesn't come just from doing more. It comes from remembering who we truly are by
Yes.
getting that pruning reconnect, the pruned ones reconnected. Well, thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for
Thank
Stuck,
you.
Unstuck, Unstoppable. This gives us, you know, high achieving women the language, the science, and the soul work to break free from ego driven patterns and step into fully into their purpose. It's not just about getting unstuck, it's about becoming truly unstoppable. So, for everyone out there, please grab a copy of Stuck, Unstuck, Unstoppable. It is now available on Amazon. Give one, gift yourself one, and gift another to a brilliant woman in your life who you think is ready to reconnect with their inner voice, reclaim their joy, and redefine success on their own terms. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you, Julie. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you. Bye.